Yo, we live, we live, we live. Yo, man, what's going on, family, man? What I'm saying? Welcome to Blind Dating Faith Season 2, Episode 2. You know what I'm saying? We made it to Episode 2. And, what I'm saying? I think we're going to try to switch things up, just go around on Blind Dating Faith. You know what I mean? Shouts out to the Lions Den. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Karima and the whole Lions Den crew. They're actually hosting this show for me because I wasn't able to do it on my own. So shouts out to my partners over there in Lions Den with Karima. But this episode, man, this gonna be different. You know what I mean? I told y'all season 2, I'm gonna do something different. And what I'm doing is I got a Hebrew Israelite going on a blind date with a Christian woman. You know what I mean? So we about to see how that goes. You know what I mean? Um, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we all are believers in the Bible. We all are single, and we all are looking for somebody that can provide, lead, and protect. So what I would like to do is I'm gonna bring the brother out first, if I could. Yo, shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
Hey man, yeah man, shalom man. So man, like I said, man, appreciate you, Maurice, for coming on this show. You know what I mean? It's been a minute as far as me trying to find someone for you. You know what I mean? Like I had a couple of people can't, you know what I'm saying, say they wanted to be on the show and they canceled out. But hopefully this work out. You know what I mean? So one thing I did want to ask you is like, what are you actually looking for in a woman?
Well, off top, a woman who will love me more than she love Yah. You know, um, he has to put him first, of course. And of course, me being the supposed to be the head of the household, I'm going to be um following Yah's directions. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not in line or if I slip up, then I'm looking for a woman to be there, like, hey, babe, you slacking on this. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Okay, so you looking for your helpmate to actually help, like keep you in check while you trying to
Yeah,
keep your, you know what I'm saying, the whole house the whole household in order.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the way I look at it, like we don't actually need a Israelite woman to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I feel like us brothers can lead, you know what I'm saying, the women into the truth, you know what I'm saying, rather than them already being in the truth. Because, like us being Israelites, we are stiff necked and hard headed, as the scriptures say. So, you know what I mean? So like, um, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of wanted to try something different. So I don't have a Hebrew Israelite woman for you. So like, how do you feel about that, being that, she is coming from a Christian background?
I mean, I came from a Christian background, so I understand Christianity a lot. I mean, I wouldn't know the scriptures the way I do if it wasn't for me being raised in a Christian home. So, um, excuse me, I'm not opposed to it. But
Mhm.
I do see that there could be conflict to a certain extent, as far as the belief and calling him Jesus and Lord and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm gonna just let my light shine. I'm not gonna be negative towards it.
Yeah.
But I will, I will express myself about the real name and the background of Jesus and that type of stuff.
Yeah, con. Okay. Yeah, no sweat. Okay. So, you know what I mean? So before we bring out the sister, you know what I mean, the favorite part of the show, everybody want to, you know what I'm saying, see you do the Hebrew cam. Are you familiar with the Hebrew cam?
Nope.
Okay, so the Hebrew cam, we like to ask you to just stand up and like show your date, like your full body. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah. All right, hold
You know what
on.
I mean? Make sure you got legs. Make sure you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you really your height and all of that. People like to take selfies and all that. And, they really be, you know what I'm saying? They be not what the selfies say they are. You know what I mean? And go
I'm
ahead.
not.
Huh?
I'm not no catfish.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah. So like that's what the Hebrew cam do, you know what I'm saying? It just get all that out the way. So like this would be the part I would have had the little instrumental song on, you know what I mean? If I knew how to beatbox, I would do that for y'all. But it's all good. But yeah, so okay, okay. Okay. Okay.
For me.
Okay. The brother tall, the brother got drip, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, we on it, we on it, we on it. Most High in Christ, Most High in Christ. All right, bet. Okay, and the brother got the chain. For sure, for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you could bring me back. But yeah, okay. So yeah, man. So you know what I mean? So like I said, so we kind of know what you're looking for, you know what I mean? So hopefully you know what I'm saying, um um enjoy the sister, you know what I'm saying, get to know her. So with that, let's bring out the sister. Hey Latoya, you hear me?
Hey,
Hey, what's going on, Latoya?
I'm fine.
Hey, yeah, thanks for coming on this show. I know when I was talking to you, you was like, are you a Muslim? And I was like, nah, I ain't a Muslim. And all that. I told you I'm a Hebrew Israelite. And
Yeah.
so I was trying to let you know about us and everything. So how do you feel of about, like, you know what I'm saying, meeting your first Hebrew Israelites? You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that?
I
Like,
mean, I'm open to it. I mean, it's long as it's not too much different and it's not like a, you know, too much of a control mechanism, stuff like that. That's why I asked about Muslim because they really be really controlling.
yeah, I understand. Okay. Yeah. So like what are you looking for in a guy?
Just somebody who's down to earth, humble, and definitely can lead me somewhere that's worth going, and definitely can, create stability.
Okay, yeah. So you're not asking for much, just like he not asking for much, basically. You know what I mean? So yeah, so if we could, you know what I'm saying, if you seen the show, we like to ask you to do the Hebrew cam so we could so your date can actually see um who's who he about to get to know.
My camera's kind of dark though, but anyway.
Okay. Okay, okay. With the 360, you know what I mean? Okay. Okay, you could bring me back on. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, man, we appreciate both of y'all for coming on this show and everything. This is going, you know what I'm saying? This is the first show, a Hebrew being hooked up with a Christian, you know what I mean? So if you got any questions, before I hop off and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna give y'all about 30 minutes to each other, to get to know each other and talk. And then I'll come back on and ask some follow up questions if, if that's cool.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, Con.
So how you doing,
I'm fine. So, what's your name?
Maurice?
My name is Toya.
Toya?
So, how old are you?
I'm 41,
I'm 32.
32. Okay. You from Atlanta,
No, I'm from Washington. I'm from the country,
Washington D.C.,
Georgia.
Washington, Georgia?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I didn't know they had a Washington, Georgia.
yeah. Most people don't. That's why I said the country. One red light.
How close is that to Atlanta?
I live in Athens, so I'm like probably I went some change from Atlanta. I really don't know much about Atlanta because I really don't go to Atlanta. I can say that
Okay. So is that's country or is that city?
Athens is city.
It's city.
Yeah, it's home of the Georgia Bulldogs.
I've heard a lot about them.
Yeah, it's city. It's city up here.
You like sports? You into sports?
No, I'm not. I have to start investigating football because my son want to play. I just listen to him talk and be like, "Yeah, you got this," but I don't know what this is to get.
How old is he?
He's 12,
12. Okay. How many kids you got?
2.
Two.
I
The
got a
ages?
son and a daughter,
That's it.
11 and 12.
Oh, okay. I don't have any kids.
Mm.
Just to let you know, you know. Um, so how you like it out there though?
Uh, it's all right, but I'm a country girl living in the city world.
I mean, but you have opportunity to go, you know what I'm saying, to go, you know what I'm saying, in the boondocks and be by
I
yourself,
mean,
don't you?
I do that, but really, it's okay. I guess it's all right. It's not like because I do like the fact that I can go anywhere I want to go. I don't have to go like to the next city over and then like that. So I guess it's okay.
It's convenient.
Yeah, yeah, definitely can say that.
I get it. Yeah, I was born in Houston. I grew up in Los Angeles, but now I live in Ohio.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot of culture change in the city.
Yeah. Yeah, I stayed in a few states. I stayed in Nevada as well. I stayed in mostly on the West Coast. I stayed in Nevada, Arizona. I like Arizona.
Hmm. So, what would be some of your don'ts in dating?
Some of my don'ts. Um, that's a good question because I just have to be around you to see what's like, you know, what bothers me. Like, you know,
My gosh.
because I'm down to earth, you know, like I'm not stuck up, I ain't bougie, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't okay, I know something. I don't like dirty females. That's a out. That's out for me. You know what I'm saying? If a female is dirty, I don't like that.
I guess that I can go for that because I was going to say, female shouldn't be dirty, but this
Right.
2025 can't even say that.
Exactly. You know, a lot of people they don't have morals nowadays either, you know?
Yes, and that's a big no for me. Like a no for me is definitely a narcissist.
Right.
I honestly, um, this might be kind of weird, but I honestly feel like if a man don't have a good relationship with their parents, where their mother, he's not gonna have a good relationship with you. And I do want a man, a guy. I don't want somebody who just out here following and falling for everything. And yeah, that's just about it. Everything else can be, built.
Right.
Cause
Right.
I'm willing. I would rather build something with somebody than more than anything.
I concur. I could totally agree, you know?
So what's some hobbies that you have?
Well, out here in Ohio, I don't do much because I don't know nobody out here. I moved out here by myself. I ain't got no friends out here. Really ain't got no family. So I just be in the house. I play my video game and I go to work. That's it. For real. I really I don't go nowhere. But I like to play basketball. You know, when I'm back home on the West Coast, I go play basketball. I'll go to like they have a lot of little places where you can go like taste food. I like to do that, you know, taste different kinds of food. Um I don't, that's about it, you know. When I was younger, I used to go out clubbing and you know, I don't do stuff like that no more, you know. I did all the Dave and Buster's and um I did all that stuff already. It's boring to me now. You know, now I'll be wanting to go on a cruise somewhere. You know, like I never did that before. You feel me?
Yeah, I understand. So, um, well, my hobbies, just like you said, I mean, the only person in Athens is my mom. So I'm pretty much the same way. I'm an introvert, as people say. I have a couple of few friends, but I don't go out much, and that's because I like to travel also, and I like to create new experiences. So I like to cook. I like to garden. I always grow a garden. I'm always growing something.
That's good.
Like
That's
that's just me. It wouldn't be me if I didn't.
right.
Um, mm,
Like natural vegetables and stuff like that.
yeah, I
And
got a
fruit.
garden right now. I'm
That's tight.
growing tomatoes, hot peppers, cucumbers, watermelons,
That's tight.
and some bell peppers. Yeah, but my bell peppers haven't grown. The tomato is green, but it's not red. But yeah, everything else is thriving. But
That's
yeah,
fantastic.
that's me all the time. I'm always growing some.
Have you used any of your spices yet? Any of your vegetables?
Yes, I do
How
this
long?
every year.
Oh, so
I
you've been
just be
doing
trying to come up with ways to make the summer plants last through the winter. So now that I have never done. I
it.
always have to replant them.
I get what you're
And
saying.
yeah, because even if you keep them in the house, you gotta think about it. Like summer plants, when you put them on the ground, they're like, yeah, it's cold in here. It's cold on the floor, like, and they're gonna start dying. Like, yeah. But so what kind of work you do?
I do forklift warehouse work.
Okay. So, well, I do CNA work. I'm currently in class, well, in school for nursing. So I don't graduate until June of next year.
Okay, certified nurse assistant.
Yeah, yeah,
That's good. That's good. I went to school for medical for a little bit, but I ended up not doing it. You know.
yeah. It's fine. You know, it's not for everybody. Just like warehouse, I went to do warehouse work twice. I had made myself do it, and it was just like the repetitiveness. I hated it. Like coming to work, and I'm standing there. And I'm like, oh no. I get distracted. I start talking. The next thing I know, they like, you're low on your numbers. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. Can't do this.
I get it. It a lot of women don't like warehouse work, so I understand.
And yeah, I know a lot of women who do. They love it there. They feel like they can just not have somebody just, all over you. You know how it's just a chill, laid back environment unless you making
Sure.
yourself hot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Hmm. So what kind of food do you like?
I mean, I don't eat pork. I don't eat shrimp. I don't eat, lobster. I don't eat no bottom feeders, no catfish, stuff like that. Um, I love chicken, ground beef. I love soul food. I love Jamaican food. Jamaican is one of my favorite foods. You know. Um, yeah, basically that's pretty much it. As long as they don't got no pork and the stuff that it says for the most high said not to eat in Leviticus, and I eat it. I want to try deer.
Well, I'm not gonna say I don't eat pork, but I don't eat a lot because of high blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure, I just don't want it.
Right.
And so, and it's kind of harder for me because I've been eating pork since I was younger. And I just now like maybe like last year was like, I'm finna just stop doing this. So I done slowed down on how much pork I eat. But my favorite food is definitely seafood. It is most definitely is.
Seafood boil.
Um, like seafood, period. I seafood is just yeah, that's me. But I soul food, yeah, I can just about cook anything soul food. 'Cause I growed up like that. But yeah, I haven't really tried Jamaican like Jamaican stuff like that. Cause people up here they try to make it, and I know
It's not the same.
it's not it. It can't be it. This not what people be eating, and they be like, "Yeah, I'm
You're
coming
right.
back tomorrow."
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Cause
I
it
haven't
be
tasted. I haven't tasted like. I feel like authentic Jamaican food since I've been in LA. For
yeah,
real.
and I don't even know where to find it. I do try it, but then it be so high. And me personally, like every time I done tried it, it was expensive, and I'm like, this wasn't even worth all that.
It is expensive too, especially the oxtails. They really gonna hit you for the oxtails.
Exactly, like okay, no, please make it. I pay anything if it's if the food good. You
I mean,
got me reeled in.
if you know how to cook, you could probably cook it yourself. You could probably cook Jamaican food yourself. If
Yeah,
you
maybe if I look up a recipe, but
for
it's
real.
just like Mexican food. Mexican got to be my top tier. Like other than soul food, 'cause I make I mean not soul food, but seafood I make it at home. But
I love,
Mexican food, I love a good
I
authentic
love.
Mexican place.
Yes, yes. I'm with you on that one too. I love Mexican food. I love Asian food too. Like like
I
hibachi.
haven't. Yeah, yeah. I be making hibachi at home though.
Yeah, hibachi fire. Straight up.
I just can't do all the tricks they do on the griddle, but the
The-
food tastes the same.
yeah.
So, I was gonna ask something else, but I ain't gonna ask that question.
Go ahead.
So,
Ask what you want.
what is your favorite color?
Blue,
Mine is yellow.
yellow,
hmm So, how tall are you?
5'9".
Okay, I'm 5'6". I'm
Okay,
just asking.
you ain't that much taller. I mean, I ain't that much taller than you.
No, you're not.
But
I just
I'm not a midget though.
if you would have said 5'4", we would have had to end the live. I would have had to hang up now.
Nah, I ain't that sure. I'm average. I feel like that's like an average height.
Okay, all right. So when is your birthday?
It's October 6th.
Okay, mine is July 25th.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
I'm
you
coming up.
just had a
I'm up
birthday,
next.
or you had a birthday a few days ago?
Mine is July 25th.
Oh, it's June. I'm tripping. That's right. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm up
Oh, it's
next.
coming up. It's coming up. All
Yeah,
right. What you gonna do?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I want to go somewhere I ain't never been before. Like my driving limit is just trash. I can drive like 2 hours and some change.
That's
So
it.
especially by myself, mm,
Right.
I be too bored. But I don't know though. Somewhere I was thinking about going to the water park or something like that because my baby's birthday is the 23rd, mine the 25th, and I might go out with some friends later on that night. Some like I can't do too much because I'm have assignments and stuff. So
Oh, so are you traveling? A traveling nurse? Or you just
no, I'm not nursing yet. I'm just go to school for nursing, but I'm a CNA right now.
you still there?
Yeah, head start glitching.
Yeah, I think I don't know. The everything just turned off. What the hell?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So I see the question, would you be willing to change what you eat for the most high? I mean, I guess you could say that, but I'm willing to change what I want to eat, what I eat for myself. Because pork necessarily is not healthy for you anyway.
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can you now.
This thing is tripping right now. Man, my power just cut off. I don't know what happened. It just cut off and cut back on.
Oh, not the strange weather stuff going on.
Man, this Ohio weather is bipolar.
Not the Georgia weather up there.
So do you have any siblings?
Yes, I'm the oldest of four.
Okay.
Do you have siblings?
I have a sister and I have a brother, but I never really met him in person though. He's on my from my dad.
Mm,
But my sister is same mom, same dad.
yeah. Well,
They in
I can guess you can say I got a half brother, but not really, cause we got the same mama, so that's my brother.
yeah, same mom. That's kind of different, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. That's what
Fact.
they. That's what they say.
So, have you ever talked to a Christian before?
Uh, I've never, I've never been in a relationship with a Christian female or a Hebrew or a Hebrew either. It's all I've always been in like secular relationships.
What that mean?
It means like people who wasn't, I ain't gonna say they didn't believe in Yah or believe in God, but they wasn't they wasn't in church. You know, they didn't go to church or they wasn't raised in a Christian home and stuff like that. You know, like whatever they knew, whatever they learned about the Bible was for me.
I can get it.
Yeah, so those are kind of relationships I've been in.
Well, I have never, ever, ever, ever even ran across a Hebrew in my life. So I
For
was like, I was sitting back looking, and I was like, hold on, wait, it's something going on. Like
real.
this ain't what is they talking about? Like,
It's called
what is
try
going
breaking up.
on here?
Yes, it's I
So
mean, but
what are
there's a
some of the different stuff that's different about it? What's different?
so there's different there's how can I put this? Like there's certain groups, camps, you know, that they're mainstream Hebrew Israelites, and I particularly don't like the way they present it, you know, because they kind of present it in a uh what's word what can I say? They're um I don't know what word to use for them. Not it's dramatic. They're not dramatic, but they're I don't know. They're aggressive. They're very aggressive, you know, and they say a lot of racist things. And so, for me personally, as a Hebrew, I believe that his name wasn't Jesus. They switched his name. You know, they never called him Jesus. The letter J wasn't invented until the 1800s. You know, um, the name Lord also is Baal. In Hebrew, it means, you know, it means Baal, which was a deity, which was a pagan god.
Why I want to start freezing? Is we the only ones unfrozen?
Oh, I'm back on stage. My bad. Okay,
Yes.
dang, okay. I think the brother dropped off. Dang, Salakia.
Yeah, I think some had went on with his connection or whatever.
Yeah, ain't no sweat. But I guess I'm gonna hold it down till the brother get back. So you asked the question. You asked the question. What's the difference between Christianity and being a Hebrew Israelite? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the main
Can
big
you hear me?
yeah, 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 yeah. We
Uh,
got that. I'm gonna try to hold you down for a quick second, real quick, if I could, cause she asked a question like, "What's the difference between Christianity
yeah,
and?"
I was explaining that to her. I was telling her, you know, like as far as like the names, celebrating December 25th, the birthday of Nimrod. You know, it doesn't say that in the scriptures, you know, to do that. We like to. I feel like a lot of Christians use the scriptures out of context, and I feel like Hebrew Israelites, we still believe in the covenant. You know, we believe in the covenant with you know Israel. Like we believe that the the scriptures were made for the Israelites. We feel like we're the ones who's scattered in the four corners of the world. Well, you know what I'm saying? They stole everything from us, quote unquote African Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like they took all of our history from us.
Mm-hmm.
We the only ones who got all our identity stolen. You know, like only thing we know about is we came from the Africa on the Atlantic slave ship. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what about after that? You know, so it's a lot of things that the Hebrew breaks down, and the Christianity, Constantine, and you know all of them, they changed a lot of stuff up and made the Roman Catholic. You know, the Roman Catholics. changed all that. That's why the Roman Catholics took a lot of the books, out of the scriptures, because I think it's the book of Jasher. The book of Jasher tells you who the Roman Catholics really are. They they changed everything. The Most High never gave them. The Most High never said in the scriptures for they can just change the laws and change uh Sabbath day to Sunday. It's never stated in the scriptures that they can do that. And man just did that. And so Hebrew just goes back to the root of what the scripture says. You know,
Okay, all right. I can dig it a little bit.
what's your output on the word, on the name Jesus?
I mean, you know my output. I'm a Christian. Only thing I can say is I don't believe that Jesus is white, not with hair like wool. Wool
And
would
feet
mean the
like brass,
texture of my natural hair.
right?
So I don't know. I don't know about that part, but I do believe that Jesus was God's son, somebody he sent to the earth to, you know, um, spread the word and all that.
What about Christmas?
I mean, yeah, I celebrate Christmas as Jesus' birthday. Yeah, but I mean, if you ask me, do I have scriptures to back that up? Why I do that? I was born in a Christian household. So that's what we did. So that's how it goes. But I mean, I can dig what you're saying because I know I never understood where they get white hair from wool and all this other stuff that they be saying and stuff like that, and some stuff that be going on. I can get it. I can dig it.
Yeah,
Now I don't like you said, most people don't. They just be like, okay, we black. So we came from Africa. This I don't care what kind of black person you is, you came
right.
from Africa.
You know,
And like I was saying, I don't really know much about history because it'll take a lot of digging into the rabbit hole. And see what I did know about history is what they taught you in school, and I know a lot of it wasn't true. Just off of what my common knowledge tell me what was true, a lot of that stuff wasn't true. So for a long time, I've been the type that was always looking into stuff, just looking into stuff. But I always believe in God. I'm gonna say that.
so if you was to find out, like, Jesus wasn't his real name, and you was to see, like, the deception that was put on the world to be Christians, I, what would you do about that?
I will go into my own rabbit hole about it like I do anything else that I think or that comes across me. I don't just, me personally, I'm just the type of person you could tell me something and I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, he'll never lie to me. No, I got to do my own research.
As you should, as you
That's
should.
just how I'm going to do.
Right.
And yeah, if research it says that it was all a lie, it was all a lie. Because honestly, nobody died and came back and told us what go on after that.
It's all, yeah, all the scriptures is altered. It was altered, but at the same time, the Most High said his word is not gonna return void. So you gonna basically, he's saying you're gonna get the message. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You're gonna get the message. But I don't know. It's a deep conversation, you know?
Yeah, it is a deep conversation. That's why I'm like, yeah, maybe because we're gonna take the whole time just talking about this.
Yeah, because I could go on and on for
Just
days
we
and
is on the
days.
show. We is on a show.
For real.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to be like, okay, let me stop because with my inquisitive self, I'm ready to ask 50 million questions. So
No, go ahead. You can ask. Feel free. You don't
So
gotta.
how do dating go? Like, is it still like how they say in the Bible, like no shacking up? Which I never still understood that because no shacking up and like when I was coming up, it was like you couldn't even be with another man by yourself, or you couldn't even really be talking to him because it's like, and I'm like, okay, well, I understand we can't live together, but I'm not the type that's finna be like, oh yeah, I'm finna marry you, then get married and be like, because I'm not trying to. Honestly, I have never been married before, and that reason is because I'm only trying to be married once,
Right.
and it's just the end all be all, and my one big one. So that's I don't know. So how do dating go as it is? I mean, Israelite, like, is it still the same? Is it?
As far as for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, if I'm dating someone, then I'm gonna give them my undivided attention. I mean, a lot of people say like when you date, you can date multiple people, which is true. I feel like you can because you're not, in a relationship with that person. You're just
Yeah,
dating
you're
and
right.
you filling them out and seeing, what I'm saying, where y'all gonna go from there. Um, that's what I mean. That's what I basically do. We gonna chop it up, see if we comfortable with each other, and I'm not gonna press you like I'm your boyfriend. I'm just gonna talk to you and just feel you. You know what I'm saying? Like we just gonna be cool with each other. That's how it starts off as a friendship. That's how I do it. I start off as your friend. We're gonna chop it up, but at the same time, knowing that it's trying to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Not like, oh, we gonna just stay as friends. Like. But if that happens, then so be it. You understand what I'm saying? If you talk to somebody else, then that's that I'm not gonna be jealous. But if we was in a relationship, then it'll be a different story. That's how dating is with me. Dating is you trying to fight, you trying to figure the person out and find out if y'all comfortable with each other or not.
So are you intentionally dating?
Yes,
Me too. I'm intentionally dating also.
yes. I don't want to.
Um,
I don't want to be jumping around from women to women. Like I'm.
I just
I'm
don't have the time and the attention span to be keeping up with different folks.
exactly.
I've been to call Billy, Bob, Tom. Then there you go. There we go. We scrambling eggs. Like so. No.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I feel you on that. Yeah, because it takes a lot talking to different people and and some to a certain you pour your heart out to them sometimes. So like you don't want to do that with everybody. So I
yeah.
feel like it'll take a week or two, not even probably 2 weeks, but like a week. If I'm talking to you on a consistent basis, then I'm gonna know if I'm gonna want to deal with you for a long term or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I can tell by the vibe and the energy. The Most High gonna reveal it to me if I'm going. If you somebody I should talk to or not. You know.
Okay. What about sex before marriage?
I mean, the scriptures say you're not supposed to, but I mean, like I said, I haven't been in like a Christian relationship or like so I'll be I've I've had sex before in relationships in all my relationships. I'm not gonna lie, you know. I never did it the right way. I never, I've never been married before, so I can't say that. And I'm not a
Yeah.
virgin, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah. I definitely know. I have two kids, so I surely for sure know.
yeah, and like I'm not like one of them holier than thou type of people. I still sin. I still do things I know I ain't supposed to do. Like I smoke weed. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but it calms me down and
Well,
I like to.
what? I'm so glad that the ice has been broken about that because I just was sitting here like, let
Yeah.
me just not say too much because, like, I am on a journey right now in my life. Like, I'm on a journey. I'm trying to find myself. I'm trying to get myself together. I'm trying to build myself up. I'm trying to be a better person all the way around. That's what is going on. So I'm not perfect now. No, I don't smoke. anymore. But I used to, and I might have a drink here and there, whatever, based on how I feel or whatever. But I don't want to be, I'm just gonna explain the best way I can. I don't want to be talking to somebody that is spiritually on a journey that's up here, and I'm down here, and they're gonna be like,
no, don't do this, don't do that.
today,
Yeah, I know,
right?
I know what you
You're gonna
said.
be like, oh, I am not talking to him today.
Yeah,
No.
no, I'm not like that at all. I'm like I said, down. This is what I mean by
But like
down to
I'm
earth.
saying, I'm working to get better. I'm a work in
Right.
progress, but I'm just,
Yep.
I'm
I completely
progressing.
understand. The feeling is mutual.
Okay, well, that's great to know because that's one of the things I was scared about coming out here for. Like I was looking at the thing and I was like, oh my gosh, these people are like people that kind of went to the church with me. They street. They own what they own, and how you go? I'm 32 years old. I'm young. Like I'm still trying to figure stuff out. Like,
Right.
is we gonna get along? Cause all my cousins smoke. I don't smoke, but I might go with them while they smoking and just sit in there and be talking to them, and I come back. You've been smoking today.
Right. Nah. I'm gonna be the one smoking with them, like, man. Nah, but I mean, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life,
Yeah,
but
me neither. Like I never want to like, what I'm saying? Everybody ain't perfect, but I've never in my mind and mouth ever fixed my mouth like, yeah, this it. I don't want to just die in my sin.
right. That's
Yeah,
that's the scary part.
yeah, I don't want to do that. That's not the goal. That's not the goal. I just don't want somebody on a spiritual journey where they're ahead of me and I'm so far behind them. Cause what you we got
Right.
I'd rather be, on the same kind of
Yeah.
level,
So
doing the same
iron
kind
can
of
sharpen
thing,
iron.
building the same kind of way.
So iron can
Okay.
sharpen iron.
So another thing, now I'm gonna get off this after I ask this question. So do the Israelites go to church? Or y'all just
They go to camps. I mean,
okay, so that's what the
the
camp
mainstream ones go to camps. I don't.
so the camps is like church. So y'all sing church songs or what y'all be doing in there?
Never been to a camp before. I don't know.
Oh. So everybody can't go to a camp. Like if camps like be spread it out or something?
No, I mean some camps are private and they want to know everything about you before you even go get into the camp. Like I don't know. I've never been to a camp before, so I can't speak on the camps. I can't. I study the word on my own. I do my own research. Um, I don't go to church. I talk to my family and the people on my Facebook groups about the Most High, and that's how I go to church. I tune into people on Saturdays.
So
Listen to
what
them.
songs do y'all be singing? 'Cause I like to sing in church.
With songs, I mean, I got a Hebrew playlist I listen to. Where they call them Yah and they call them Yahuwah and Yahweh Shai. I listen to that kind of music. I don't. I try not to listen to secular music.
I don't know what that is.
Like I don't listen to Kirk Franklin no more. Like I don't like Kirk Franklin.
I like a couple of Kurt Franklin songs.
I mean, I'm saying I used to. I know probably all of his songs, but
Oh, I don't know all his songs. I never liked him like that now.
I'm talking about like from back in the day when he first came out. Like the Christmas and all that type of stuff. I know all that. I grew up listening to all that type of stuff. I only been into Israel into Hebrew is only probably like 3 years, 2 years at the most. So I know a lot of Christian songs, and if I do listen to it, I just change out the words.
Oh, I'm back on the show. Okay,
Yeah.
most high Christ. Okay.
Okay, so somebody said secular music is
Yeah.
music of the world.
Yeah, man. Most high in
Yeah.
Christ, man. Like I said, man, thank y'all for coming on Blind Date and Faith. This is the part where I come on the show and ask a little bit of follow up questions, maybe a couple of questions that y'all might not have wanted to touch on. You know what I'm saying? This is my job to bring it out. You know what I mean? But yeah, but the vibe was pretty good. You know, it seemed like y'all was vibing, y'all was feeling each other. But it was a couple of questions that the sister um had asked, and I thought being that we are Hebrew Israelites that we could kind of you know what I'm saying, like I was thinking that maybe like we could kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like actually like give it to her a little bit more, you know what I mean? So like you was asking like what's the difference between Christianity and being a Hebrew Israelite. And I just want to let you know, like, you know what I'm saying, back when I was in the Christian church, they never told us that we were the chosen people of God. You know what I mean? Every time I went to church, it was about praise and worship, and we got up out of there before they tried to ask, do anybody need to be baptized in the water? So, you know what I'm saying? So just like the other brother, you know what I mean? Like, like the Hebrew Israelites were the first people that actually told us that we were God's chosen people. And I just wanted to give you this one scripture, if I could. Deuteronomy 7:6. It say, For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. That's a you know what I mean? The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So you know what I mean? So that's Moses talking to the children of Israel, you know what I'm saying, letting the children of Israel know that we are, you know what I'm saying, God's chosen people, and he wasn't mentioning, you know what I'm saying, everybody else. So like that's like the main thing that the Hebrew Israelites brought out, you know what I'm saying, brought out to everybody. Because once you know that you a special person, you know what I'm saying, unto the most high, and then you start to find out, okay, why does the most high look at us as his special children? You know what I mean? And then you start reading the Bible, you come to find out that, damn, man, the Most High only gave us a certain way to live by. So, like, that's why when y'all started talking about, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what you eat, I was like, damn, okay, y'all getting somewhere, because the Most High was like, yo, he gave his special people, you know what I'm saying, a certain way that we supposed to eat. You know what I mean? Like we're not supposed to eat pork. We're not supposed to eat bottom feeders. You know what I'm saying? That's what he got for his special people. Not everybody else, since he don't care about them, you know, like, hey, y'all can go eat that swine. Y'all could go eat all that and, you know what I'm saying, develop high blood pressure and all that stuff. So I felt like, man, we probably, you know what I'm saying, could have took it to another level for her right there. You know what I mean? Because like she probably needed that, you know. But but yeah, that was all good. I was taking some notes too, man. So like, what was this one note? So you said I don't have no kids, and she said So I was like, okay, I think she liked that. How you feel about the brother not having no kids?
Oh, that's definitely good because baby mamas be a whole nother issue.
Yeah, kind okay. And how you feel about her having you got two kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So how you feel about that? Honestly.
I mean, as long as there's no baby daddy drama, then like I don't mind kids. You know, I'm a, I love kids. You know, I just don't have none on my own.
Okay. Okay, there we go. You know what I'm saying? We just checking boxes off right there, you know what I mean? So that's what I wrote down. Oh yeah, and also I also thought that was heavy how um so it was a question in the chat, and the question was my bad. Man. Yeah, so the question was would you consider changing your diet for the most high? And then like for you to give that response, it's like, yo, that's why like I prefer to like talk to a Christian woman, because they are open minded and they really do have a sincere heart for the Most High. Because when that question was asked, it was like, yo, I am willing, but let me do my own research on it, rather than like, you know what I'm saying, when you just talking to somebody that's, you know what I'm saying. Oh, and also like that say a lot about you also, sister, like that shows that you could compromise with your man too. Cause like we don't want to deal with a girl that's not compromisable, that's stuck in her ways and all that. So I just thought that was an excellent answer. How you feel about that, Mo?
I feel like she's easy to talk to. She's down to earth, just like she expressed about how she is. She nailed it. She's down to earth. She seems like she's a cool person.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely got that from her too. And another heavy thing she said, man, she was like, I don't want to die in my sin. So when she said that, I was like, okay, like, this is a sister that you could build with, like she'll listen to you, you know what I mean? And like she'll, what I'm saying, like she'll accept. um I don't want to use the word. I think correction is a strong word, but that's her saying that, like she's willing to accept leadership. You know what I mean? Because like that's what we want to feel like as a man. We want our women to make us feel respected and make us feel like we can lead. So I did like that about your answer too.
Okay, so I see a question down here about intentionally sinning. Okay, so me being in the church, I definitely know how to answer that. Because when I was younger, my mom used to make me wear dresses and skirts and all that. And see, the thing about it is, you have to let somebody, you know, God has to pierce that person's heart to want to do something. And if you're pushing it on a person and they're just doing it out of routine, that's why they're going to be doing it. No other nothing behind it. Now, some things that I do is habitual. So God will have to remove that. But compared to where I used to be 2 years ago, I feel like progress is definitely made. I never wake up in the morning and be like, yeah, I'm sinning today. Like, no, some things are just habits. They're habits, they're habitual. And just like when you sin, you're going to you make mistakes. I don't care if you're living the right way. You're going to make a mistake because we're human and we're in the flesh. So I just wanted to answer that question.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even see who wrote that question, but
I
yeah,
wasn't. I didn't even read none of the comments.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments and
brother
I'm on
just
here.
all yeah, brother just all up in, what I'm saying, all about you. So being that y'all are in different states, like I feel like that was a question that y'all probably should have asked, because it's like, is that a deal breaker, the brother being in
No,
Ohio?
I think that's actually good for me because it means more actually building concept and more actually getting to know you and more actually intentional link ups. Like it's gonna be real intentional if you're all the way in Ohio.
Straight up.
And it's not gonna be,
True.
it's not gonna be because usually I don't I might not be, a Israelite, but if I'm talking to a man and a man his first thing to talk about is sex, I, gone block. And it just seemed like when they're more local, that's the top tier focus.
Right.
Even it's just like when you that could be cool until you link up with them, and when you link up with them, it's like I'm finna go home. Like so,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe if it's a distance, we might can build a friendship and actually be able to be around each other and be doing fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cause this, I like to have fun. I don't see. I'm at my house. This is what I be doing majority of the time. I don't want to come to your house and sit in your house.
Same here. This is all I do.
Not it, especially not in a whole nother state. Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Like when you're dealing with an Israelite, one thing that you can bank on is that we are not gonna play you, and I know you dealing with people in the world, people in the streets, people in Christianity, it's all about trying to trap a female, you know what I mean? And like dealing with an Israelite, I'm glad you even decided to still come on the show, because that's something different, something you never experienced. And I'm sure that this brother right here, Mo, You know what I mean? He not going to, like talk to you as long as it takes just to get in your pants. And once you get into it, it's like, gotcha. It ain't going to be that with us because, and the reason why it's not going to be like
That's a
that with us
waste of time.
is
I can do
because
that out here. For real.
yeah, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
us Israelites, you know what I'm saying, we believe that sex is marriage, you know what I mean? Because like you could actually put a wedding, you know what I'm saying, like this. Y'all see this? This little doll right here, like Star of
yeah.
David. I feel like I could take this off and go to the club right now, but if I know that I inserted myself into you, you know what I'm saying, like that's us becoming one flesh right there. So by us becoming one flesh, it's like, yo, I got a responsibility attached to that. Once I take myself out of that, I'm still attached to that, you know what I'm saying, spiritually. So we believe that sex is marriage. We not just, you know what I'm saying, because if we have sex with another female, then it's like, damn, I'm stuck with that too. But we don't want that. You know what I'm saying, we gotta choose wisely as Hebrew Israelites. But when these brothers in the world, they not, you know what I'm saying, like they not attached to nothing that's going to keep them, you know what I'm saying, like in fear of the Most High to not go play around with all these women hearts. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but not even that though. I feel like when you're laying down with somebody, like their energy is your energy. The energies are mixed up, and yeah, that it don't be. It's not. But most people don't be thinking like that. They just be doing stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna think like that anyway. And the dating, that's why I was just like, okay, I give it a try. Cause dating did it these days. It's just like, oh my god, you might well just date AI.
For real. She ain't lying. For real.
Yeah, kind. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to this chat. Shouts out to Maya. Shouts out to Tanya. I know them personally. You know what I mean? So were there any other questions that y'all have for each other? Cause we kind of reached the top of the hour. You know what I'm saying? I think everything
Yeah,
went good.
not really. I think we done asked everything
Right.
for
On
the
Right.
most.
live at least. On live at least.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, that, you know what I'm saying? So that brings me to my last question. You know what I'm saying? Would y'all like to exchange information offline? And, you know what I'm saying? I put y'all together like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can do that.
I'm with it.
Okay, kind of. Okay. I'll make sure, you know what I'm saying? So once the show over, I'm going to give y'all each other information and all that. So with that, man, thank both of y'all for coming on the show, and you know what I'm saying, Latoya and Maurice, and I'm gonna get up with y'all offline.
All
All
right.
right. Thank
Shalom.
you.
All right, no sweat. Shalom. Okay. Yo, Kareem, are you there? Okay. Yeah, man. So that's been another episode of Blind Dating Faith. You know what I'm saying, season 2. And you know what I'm saying? I put this episode together, a Hebrew Israelite man on a blind date with a Christian woman, because y'all brothers out here, y'all thinking just cause y'all came into the truth that y'all need to find a sister in the truth. When really you could come into the truth and you could be a light to somebody that hasn't um came into the truth yet. You bring the sister into the truth. You know what I mean? Like the sister said, I don't want to die in my sin. You know what I mean? Like that's heavy coming from a Christian woman. For her to say I don't want to die in my sin, that's y'all brothers' jobs. You know what I mean? Like y'all job is to bring the sister into the truth. You know what I mean? Help her reach the kingdom of heaven. How y'all gonna do that if y'all only want to talk to each other? A lot of these Hebrew women out here, all they gonna do is battle with you all day because they stuck in their own doctrine. But when you come across like a sister like Latoya that was just on the show, you know what I mean? As y'all can see, like she's you know what I'm saying, um, she's compassionate. She's a hard worker. Outside of working, you know what I'm saying, she going to school to get her CNA. You know what I mean? She acknowledged that she feel like she do need to change the way she eat. She acknowledged like the health, the like, you know what I'm saying, like the health downside of eating pork. You know, y'all just want to preach. You're not supposed to eat pork. You're not supposed to eat lobsters and shrimp and crab because they are roaches of the sea. But y'all won't break that down to a sister and all that. So you know what I mean? The brother Maurice, man, he got a, you know what I'm saying, he got a good sister on his hands right here. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like brothers need to be more open minded with stuff like that. Is there any more comments that I need to answer? It's really interesting, man. Man, you should go on that show. Man. Manna, you should go on that show. Yeah, man. You know, yo, everybody come on this show. You know what I mean? Hit me up. Y'all can hit me up on Facebook or reach out to Karima. Karima get y'all in touch with me. My Facebook is Ahava Grafted and Pod on Facebook. Y'all hit me up, DM me, let me know what you're looking for. At this point, man, as y'all can see, the sister came on the show. She held it down. You know what I'm saying? She held it down. And I feel like, you know what I mean, us brothers, you know, we need to go after these Christian women because they are more rock solid than these Israelite sisters that's just going to debate scriptures with you all day and not change. Meanwhile, you find a Christian that's willing to change. I feel like that's the route we need to go after. You know what I mean? So yeah, shouts out to Tanya. I see you up in here, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. With that, man, Lions Den, thank you for hosting me on this Sabbath. You know what I mean? With that, man, I feel like we out. Unless there's any more questions. How do you spell your Facebook? How do you spell your Facebook? My first name is. I'm gonna type it in the chat real quick. Ahava Grafted and Pod. I already found mine. Okay, yeah, okay. I just typed it in the chat. What's it? I don't know how to say your name. Mani. I'm gonna call you Mani. I'm gonna call you Mani for now. Yeah. So Mani said I already found mines. But to the brother, you type that name right there on Facebook, Ahava Grafted and Pod. I'm gonna come right up. You're gonna see me. You're gonna see me with this do rag on. You know what I mean? Hit me up in my DM and I got you. You know what I mean? A lot of my women coming out of Atlanta. That's where I do my promoting from. So, you know what I mean? More than likely if you're a brother that's not in Atlanta, you're gonna have to be willing, I mean a lot of times these women that's in Atlanta, they willing to relocate. That's why I like with this show. You know what I mean? So like even with this show, like I asked both of them behind the scenes, like, are you willing to relocate? She said she was willing to relocate out of Georgia. He said he already looking to relocate out of Ohio. So I was like, yo, I got a sister that's in Georgia. What you think about that? He was like, I'm gonna look into that. But he was looking to go to Arizona or on the West Coast. So, but I'm just saying that to say that you know what I mean, the majority of my women that I find on the show coming out of Atlanta, just because that's where like I'm like located out of. So brothers, if you looking to come to Georgia, you know what I mean, holler at me. Holler at me. I'm more than likely gonna have a Georgia girl for you out here. Any more questions before we rock out? How you? But yeah, man. But yeah, man. If it ain't nothing else, man, I like to say, man, I think that was a good show, and I'm gonna work on some update episodes for y'all too, man. I'm gonna reach out to the guests that done came on. Try to get some updates going on. But yeah, Rima, man, you go ahead and take us out. You could go ahead and you go ahead and play the outro on here, and I'll be done. I'll be done with this episode. And again, man, big shouts out to the Lions Den. I couldn't have did this episode without y'all. Shouts out to the Lions Den again. Mm-mm.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Please hit the like.